Welcome to the Burnaid channel. Thank you for joining us. Today, we'll be discussing antibiotic resistance, a growing global health concern. Antibiotic resistance occurs when bacteria evolve and become immune to the effects of antibiotics, making infections harder to treat. In this presentation, we'll cover what antibiotic resistance is, its causes, consequences, and what you can do to prevent it. What is antibiotic resistance? One definition: antibiotic resistance is the ability of bacteria to resist the effects of an antibiotic. 2. How it happens: bacteria change in response to the use of these medicines and survive, grow, and multiply. 3. Spread: resistant bacteria can spread from person to person or from animals to people through direct contact or contaminated food. For example, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, is a well-known resistant bacterium. What causes antibiotic resistance? 1. Overuse of antibiotics. Taking antibiotics when they're not needed accelerates resistance. 2. Misuse of antibiotics. Not finishing the prescribed antibiotic course or using someone else's prescription. 3. Agricultural use. Overuse of antibiotics in livestock can lead to resistant bacteria that enter the human food chain. 4. Poor infection control. Inadequate hygiene and infection control in healthcare settings can spread resistant bacteria. What causes antibiotic resistance? Part 2. 1. Lack of new antibiotics. Limited research and development of new antibiotics contribute to the problem. 2. Global travel. Resistant bacteria can spread across countries and continents, exacerbating the problem globally. 3. Improper disposal. Incorrect disposal of antibiotics can introduce them into the environment, contributing to resistance. 4. Self-medication. Using leftover antibiotics for a different illness or taking antibiotics without a prescription. Consequences of antibiotic resistance. 1. Longer illnesses. Infections caused by resistant bacteria often last longer and can be more severe. 2. Increased mortality. Resistant infections can lead to higher death rates due to the lack of effective treatment. 3. Expensive treatments. Alternative treatments for resistant infections are often more expensive. 4. Impact on surgery and cancer treatments. Routine surgeries and cancer treatments become riskier with resistant infections. How to prevent antibiotic resistance? 1. Use antibiotics wisely. Only take antibiotics when prescribed by a healthcare professional. 2. Finish the course. Always complete the full course of antibiotics even if you feel better. 3. Avoid sharing. Never share antibiotics with others or use leftover prescriptions. 4. Vaccination. Stay up to date with vaccinations to prevent infections and reduce the need for antibiotics. How to prevent antibiotic resistance? Part 2. 1. Practice good hygiene. Wash hands regularly and prepare food safely to prevent infections. 2. Safe sex practices. Use protection to prevent sexually transmitted infections that may require antibiotics. 3. Infection control. Follow infection prevention measures in healthcare settings to reduce the spread of resistant bacteria. 4. Advocate. Support efforts to reduce antibiotic misuse in agriculture and healthcare. Tests for monitoring antibiotic resistance. 1. Culture and sensitivity tests. Identify the bacteria causing the infection and determine which antibiotics are effective. 2. Polymerase chain reaction. PCR, a rapid method to detect resistance genes in bacteria. 3. Genomic sequencing, advanced testing to understand the genetic makeup of resistant bacteria. 4. Surveillance programs, track antibiotic resistance patterns in communities and healthcare settings. Daily requirements for health. 1. Balanced diet, include a variety of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains to support immune health. 2. Hydration, drink plenty of water daily to stay hydrated and support overall health. 3. Regular exercise, engage in at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise each week to boost your immune system. 4. Sleep, aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night to keep your immune system strong. Important notice: this presentation is for informational purposes only. Always contact a medical expert for treatment. Download the Burnaid app for free from the Play Store or App Store for answers to more than 3,000 questions.